Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today it is time for another Lawn Fawn Fans video hop. It is our spring hop and we are being sponsored by Lawn Fawn. So thank you so much, Lawn Fawn, for your generous gift of a $25 gift card being given away to one of you just for commenting as you hop along with us. So for today's spring hop, I'm going to be making a project using some new dies. This is the Strawberry Patch die. I fell in love with this the minute I saw it, and I did get the fruit basket to go with it. I heard there might be new fruits coming out to go in it. Yeah, and I'll be using that rainbow Gotta Have Gingham paper pad. So I am die cutting out this side of the gingham paper with a mini Slimline die. Now, I already had the dies from Trinity Stamps, but Lawn Fawn does have sets of these now, so I will link them both for you below so you can check those out. I'll be using that on project number 2, and I'll use this 1 1/4 inch strip on my card. For my background of my card, I'm going to die cut these leaves from white. I die cut out as many as I could from a half sheet of white cardstock. I'm also going to die cut all my strawberry pieces while I'm doing my die cutting and just get all the pieces ready. The solid pieces I'm doing in that really dark brown cardstock, almost black, and then the berries I did in a kind of corally red color, and then the tops green, of course. I have my little mini finger daubers that I got from Amazon, and I'm going to use those to dust some color onto my die cuts. This is Crimson ink from Altenew, and I'll put that about halfway up the strawberry, leaving the top the same color as the cardstock comes, and then I'm adding just a touch of grapevine ink at the bottom, so it's kind of a ombre effect, and it will dry back a lighter than it appears there. All right, for the stems, I'm using Parrot ink, and that gives them a nice little extra shine of color on there. I am taking my Distress Mica Spray Stain in Peppermint Stick and just doing a little squirt of that over the berries. I wanted to give them a little element of shine and maybe texture with that other added dimension on it. Then I'm putting these all together, gluing the backs on, putting the stems on, and oh my word, they're so cute. I love these strawberries. We're big strawberry fans in my house. I'm going to dust what ink is left on my little finger dauber brush right onto this pattern paper to give it a little bit of a shadow. Then it's time to put all the things together. So I'm going to arrange these leafy branches that I die cut from white onto white cardstock. This is a 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 inch panel. And once I have those where I want them, I'm going to pick one up at a time and then glue them into place, creating a somewhat dry embossed looking background. I love this look, and oh my goodness, I just love this branch of leaves. It is so cool, and I thought it would be fun to use it in a different way than just die cutting it from green cardstock. So here's my fun little take on that. I had one branch left over. I didn't really need to do the bottom, so I'm just cutting the leaves apart and filling in any holes to really finish off this piece. So there's no like open spaces on the edges of the paper, and then what is hanging off will just get cut away, and it is such a cool background, if I don't say so myself. So I'm just removing those once they're dry. It's easy to follow the edge of the paper with your scissors, and I do like doing this with my long bladed scissors. All right, because the background is a little uneven, instead of just sticking my pattern paper down because it's lightweight, it could be bumpy, first I put down a piece of cardstock that's the same width, 1 1/4 inch. Then I added my pattern paper, which I left at 6 inches because I find it easier to cut this by hand so I know it's going to be flush with the edges of my paper. Now it's time to fill up the fruit basket with some strawberries. So I added the glue to the back of the basket, but not all the way up, because the strawberries that are going to go on top, I want to cover the tops of the strawberries that are in the bottom of the basket. I'm going to do 5 strawberries here. So I did 2 of the larger strawberries at the bottom, and then I'm going to come in with on the sides and add the smaller strawberries there in the corners, so to speak. And some of them do, like I put this one in so that a little bit of the berry stuck out of the basket, and I just trimmed that off so it fit in there nice and snug. And then for the center there, I'm going to use one more of the large strawberries. I love that this die set has 2 different sizes of berries because, you know, they're all different sizes. All right, to stick this to my card, I'm going to use some foam squares, and then I had an extra strawberry that I wanted to have like outside of the basket. I thought that look is really cute. And then I wanted to make this maybe a little bit more like farmhouse looking. So I'm using this finger dauber and some vintage photo distress ink. And then I am going to also splatter with it. So I have that dusting of color all the way around my card and then the splatter on it as well. I might have got a little bit more splatter. I can get splatter happy, but I was okay with how it turned out. So I'm going to use this Wishing You a Wonderful Birthday from one of the Turnabout stamp sets, and I'm going to emboss that with the white powder from Lawn Fawn onto this kind of craft colored cardstock. So I'm using Versamark ink, and this is a really small detailed stamp. So when I stamp it down, I want to use a really light hand, and because I'm using a light hand, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that 2 times to make sure I have enough ink down on that paper. And then on with my white embossing powder, I'll tap off the extra very gently, and then with a very hot heat tool we come in and heat set that, and I have a great embossed sentiment. I was really happy with how this turned out. I'm going to cut this down with my paper cutter so I have a very skinny strip. I did that with a little bit of temporary adhesive on the back so it wouldn't wiggle around. Then I cut it in half because I'm going to use my Oliver's Stitched ABCs. Now I am in love with the Henry alphabet that just came out, Henry's alphabet. However, this is what I tell myself, and I thought you might need to hear it too. You don't have to buy everything from the new releases. Oh, that's hard to hear, isn't it? It's sad, it's hard, but I have this alphabet and I love it. So I decided I could wait on Henry's ABCs. Does that mean I'll never buy it? I don't know. Only time will tell. Okay, I backed my sentiments with some corrugated cardstock that I had on hand, and then I'm going to back the letters with some white cardstock to give them a little bit more sturdiness, and so they'll pop up off the paper a little bit. Next, I'm using my T-square ruler to get those letters right where I want them, and then a piece of press and seal to pick them up. Add my glue to the back and press them back down. Now when I press these down and I have them where I want them, I like to give them just a little minute to dry, and then I will peel off my press and seal paper, and that seems to work really good for me. All right, so it's glued down, ready to go, and I can add my supporting sentiments, but I am like roughing up the edge of that paper with my scissors. I just think that adds to kind of the, you know, farmer's market feel of my card, and I put that just around the word berry. I mean, it's hard not to do this technique with the berry on this or a card with these strawberries. I'm adding a twine bow, and I should mention I did add a dusting of color to my alphabet die cut letters like I did the strawberry, so they're a little bit darker, and I even splattered them with the same mica spray stain. All right, let's add a little embellishment. These are some strawberry clay bits from Trinity Stamps, and I'm going to put them in and around the letters. I just thought it was a really kind of fun embellishment for this card. Ooh, so cute. I'm adding this to my 5x7 card base. I like a big card lately. Give me the Slimlines and the A7s. They're so fun. All right, a couple strawberries to accent the inside because I did die cut a bunch of berries. And so much so, I had enough left over to create a coordinating bookmark, which is what I'm doing with that piece that I die cut using a mini Slimline. I am dusting the edges, but you can see you can use these mini Slimlines for something besides a card and make a bookmark, which is what I'm doing right now. I am going to add some splatter because splatter is so much fun. Do you love splatter as much as I do? Let me know in the comments below. I'm going to stack these together for the background of my bookmark, and I'm going to arrange 6 strawberries on here, and it's just going to be a bookmark that's pretty on one side. It's not a card. I don't have to do a scene. I don't have to do a sentiment. right? It can just be like a pretty bookmark. So that's what I did. And then I had 2 strawberries left, and I decided to add those to the back, and I thought that added a little something special that you could see there. But I wanted to add some flowers, so I brought out this Build a Birdhouse, and I thought these flowers would be perfect. So I die cut them from white and from yellow, so I had the yellow centers. I loved it so much, I stuck one on my card. And I love how it looks with the one little flower on there. And I pulled out this very cute berry stamp set. I did get that and added Your Berry Sweet to the corner of my bookmark. Next, I am die cutting a page protector, and I'm going to create a bookmark with my fuse tool. So while that's heating up, I punched a hole in it, and then I am going to use my fuse tool that's nice and hot. I let mine heat up for like 10 minutes, and I'm on a piece of cardboard, not chipboard, but cardboard, because it has a little bit of give, and I'm running my fuse tool down, and I go really slow. This is sped up quite a bit. And if you have a thick page protector, you might need to do this from the back also. But you got to play with yours. Test it out on a piece you don't care about throwing away, because you could make a hole in it if you heat it too much. So I did that on both sides, left the top open, and I'm going to add in some of those clay bits and make a shaker bookmark. I love this. Okay, so once those are in, I'm going to seal the top. You might be wondering about that hole in the tag, right? I'm not going to punch it. I'm going to pierce it with my piercing tool here in a minute. But I got to seal up the top, and then we've got a lot of excess plastic. I'm going to just cut it off with my scissors because I feel like I can control it. Maybe I didn't run my fuse tool as straight as a straight line could be. That's okay. I'm human, if you were wondering. And so scissors allows me to kind of go around my straight-ish line. And then I will poke the hole with my piercing tool, put some twine through there, and tie a little bow for the top of my bookmark. And you can see how beautifully this coordinates with my card, which is a birthday card. So now I have a little gift to give, and maybe I would find the perfect book to put it in. I think that makes for a really good birthday present, don't you? I would love it. All right, so there's my 2 coordinating projects. If you don't remember, this is a hop, and that means there are plenty other Lawn Fawn videos in the spring hop for you to check out. And I know these people, and they make gorgeous creations. So make sure you check the description box below, click on the next video, and just hop along with us. Leave comments as you go, and a winner will be drawn at the end of the week and announced on March 26th, telling you who's the winner of the Lawn Fawn $25 gift card. So make sure you tune into my YouTube channel on that date to find out if you're the winner. Thank you so much for stopping by, and happy stamping. Bye.